There are many questions about the disappearance of flight MH370, but one thing's for sure. The man in charge of the plane, Capt Zaharie Ahmad Shah, was one of the most experienced pilots in Malaysia Airlines. He had no less than 18,000 hours of flying. Nobody better could have been in charge of that plane at the time. We don't know ourselves a lot about him, but I've got somebody with me here today who knew him as a friend, Peter Chong. You knew Captain Zaharie, you knew him personally, you spent quite a lot of time with him. What kind of man was he?
Right, I've known him for just over 2 years. He is a very dedicated person, dedicated to his profession, definitely a very professional pilot, and who loves people. My bond with him is because of our common interest in social and political activism.
So he's a political activist, but also very passionate about aviation, wasn't he?
Yes, certainly he is very passionate, and I believe that he is also a management pilot, which means that he helps to train other pilots. And he has, in fact, in his own house, a simulator, a flight simulator, which he has invited me many times to go and try out, but sadly I have not been able to do so.
He built that flight simulator himself, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And if I may share a story with you, he has actually told me that the experience on a flight simulator is far more challenging than what you will find on a real plane. Because flying on a real plane, you would have almost ideal situation in most of the times. Whereas a simulator, you have create different scenarios.
It's inevitable when something like this happens, a plane goes missing, people ask, you know, was there any problem the pilot might have had that could have contributed to the crash? Anything you know about him?
I certainly cannot say from a technical point of view, but in terms of professionalism in this job, I don't think there is anybody, like you said, better than Captain Zaharie to be on that plane. What has happened, we do not know. There's so many questions unanswered. So I wouldn't dare to comment on that. But I last spoke to him about a week ago, and he was in good spirits.
And now that we have this extraordinary mystery where we simply have no idea what's happened to his plane.
I think the whole nation and the whole world is waiting for answers.
It must have been a blow to you.
It was, and I think what I feel cannot compare to what the family, his family and families of all the other passengers and crews are feeling.
Peter Chong, thanks very much indeed. And clearly, this has been a big blow for Malaysia, which takes great pride in this, a very reliable and safe airline. And the airline has clearly lost one of its best crew members. And for now, the whole country is bereft of any answers to explain what happened to this plane.